A wake-up call to black men who quit too easy. The silent struggle of the intelligent but incomplete black man. We've all seen him. We all know him. He's not lazy. He's not a bum. He's not out here looking for a woman to take care of him or scheming his way through life with excuses. On paper, he seems like the ideal man. He's well-spoken, intelligent, well-mannered, and holds down a job. He's got potential, but that's all he's got. That's all he's got. Potential means nothing if it never materializes into action. And this is where too many intelligent black men fail. The moment life gets hard, they crumble. They lose a job, and instead of hitting the pavement and grinding, they start looking for sympathy. They go through a breakup, and instead of standing strong and rebuilding, they spiral into self-pity. They lose their apartment, and suddenly it's the world's fault, and they can't see a way out. These men are not wayward or lazy. They just don't have the grit and resilience that defines real manhood. You see, life will test you. Society will test you. And as a black man, we already know the system is designed to keep us down. But here's the cold, hard truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Women, no matter how compassionate, are not obligated to carry you. Other men who have put in the work don't owe you a helping hand. In the world, which already views black men as disposable, won't shed a tear if you fail. This monologue is not about tearing these men down, but waking them up. You have everything it takes to be great, but you lack the mental toughness to push through when life hits hard. It's time to fix that. And I'm suggesting 10 ways these types of men are failing themselves and the excuses they need to eliminate to finally level up. I'm not saying this is all black men. I'm saying the black men who have all the gifts, all the talent, all the intelligence, but they just don't have that grit. And life will test you. Excuse: life is unfair to black men. Reality: yes, it is. Now what? Black men face an uphill battle in America. We don't get the same second chances as others, and when we do, it's a very rare thing. But if you already know that, why are you using it as an excuse? Yes, the system is designed to break you, but real men strategize, adapt, and overcome. Stop waiting for fairness. It's never coming. Move with intelligence and grit instead of letting obstacles define you. Excuse: I lost my job, so I'm stuck. Reality: your hustle determines your future. Losing a job is tough, but it's not the end of the world. A man with determination finds a way to keep going. If one door closes, knock on 10 more. If you can't find a job, create one. Sell a service, learn a trade, start a business, do something, move forward. Sitting around waiting for someone to hand you another opportunity is weakness. Excuse: women have it easier. Reality: life doesn't owe you love or support. Yes, women often receive more social support. But so what? Are you a woman? No. So why waste energy envying what they get instead of working on securing your own stability? Women respect men who stand on their own 2 feet. Your manhood is not defined by what others get, but what you build for yourself. Excuse: I'm heartbroken. Reality, she's not coming back. Keep moving. She's probably on that dating app right now looking for somebody else. Breakups can hit hard, but a man who loses himself over a woman was never solid to begin with. If she left, it means she saw something missing in you, whether she told you or not. Instead of crying about it, become the man you should have been. Build yourself up so that next time, no woman will ever see you as disposable. Let that soak in. Excuse. I lost my apartment. Now what? Reality. Downsize, regroup, rebuild. Losing your place is rough, but it's not an excuse to give up. Cut unnecessary expenses. Find a temporary living situation and grind until you're back on your feet. A man who lets homelessness destroy his will to fight is a man who is never built for the battle. Life is a fight. Excuse. I'm tired of trying. Reality. Nobody cares. Keep going. We all get tired. We all feel beaten down. But what separates men from boys is the ability to push through fatigue and discouragement. Do you think the most successful black men got where they are by giving up every time they felt tired? Toughen up and keep pushing. Excuse. I deserve more without working harder. Reality. Earn your spot. This is where a lot of intelligent black men fail. They believe their intelligence alone should be enough to secure them a better life. Wrong. Intelligence without execution is worthless. Should I say it again? Intelligence without execution is worthless. No one is going to hand you success because you deserve it. You have to prove your worth through consistent effort. I got something to say about that one, but let's go to the next excuse. Excuse. I feel lost. Reality. Find your purpose and stay disciplined. A man without purpose is a man without direction. If you don't know what to do with your life, then spend every waking moment figuring it out. Try new things, take a risk, and stay disciplined until you find your lane. Nobody is going to hand you your purpose. You have to go out and claim it. Excuse. I don't have support. Reality. Build your own support system. Not everyone has a strong family or a mentor to guide them. But that's not an excuse to drift through life without structure. Seek out strong, driven black men who are where they want to be. Cut off weak-minded people who drain you. There's a whole lot of that around. Surround yourself with men who hold you accountable and push you forward. Excuse. I can't win. Reality. You can, but only if you keep fighting. This is the ultimate excuse that separates men from boys. The ones who give up, they lose. The ones who push forward, no matter how many times they fall, they win. It's that simple. If you keep quitting every time life gets hard, you'll never reach your potential. The choice is yours. Victim or victor. It's time to man up and stop looking for a way out. Black men in America face challenges that others can't imagine. But we've always been a people of strength, resilience, and power. The problem today is that too many intelligent black men lack the fire to fight through hardship. They buckle under pressure instead of breaking through it. You can either be a man who excuses his failures or a man who builds his success. Women don't want weak men. Society doesn't care about weak men. And the world will step over you if you let it. So stop waiting for a savior and become your own. No more excuses. No more quitting. No more feeling entitled to what you haven't earned. Put your head down, do the work, and prove yourself as a man. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way to truly win. I had to put these words out. There's a couple people I know that are just disappoint me. And am I the icon who's the iconic brother of strength? I've had weak moments. I'm not a weak man. I've had times when I was tired. I had times where I shed tears. But while I shed tears, I had my fist balled up and I was throwing symbolic punches in life. I never quit. I never gave up. And there are many people that know me personally who know my story. And if you really knew my story and really know what I had to go through after my parents died and I didn't have any help, I almost found myself homeless. I had to work and come home to a house that had no heat because I didn't have money to heat it up. Didn't have any food. For a whole week, I had to live off of Sundew sugary drinks and $3-4 cookies. And go to work hard. People didn't know that. I had to walk to work through blizzards. It wasn't an easy thing. But for some reason, people think, oh, Lance had it hard. So when I have people I personally know who seem to not want to take that final step. See, I had a wonderful childhood and my parents passed on. My father passed when I was 27. My mother passed when I was 31. Still relatively young ages. And I was a man long before then. But I really had to do what I had to do. A crackhead brother, distant family that I lost contact with because he took the book to go beg them and call them. I was on my own. Relationship that didn't work out. Trying to tear me down. No money. Had to work. Physically do things to rebuild my house that I inherited. That I didn't get any insurance money. I had to build it up on my own while working. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So when I see people who have the potential, but it means nothing, if you don't put in the work, I'm not gonna make no excuses for you. I'm a tough son of a bitch. Excuse my language. I know I am. I'm tested tough and I'm a proven product. And so this is why I don't buy that. Listen, I have a heart. There are times when brothers need to talk. And I speak this way because a lot of brothers call me. And I would never be so harsh on them when I really detect that they're worn down. But there are a lot who want sympathy that they can hustle it out of you. You know, if I detect that you're false about it, I'm going to tell you like it is. My heart is always open to a black man who wants to speak, and I will always encourage them. But I had times recently when I'm trying to encourage a brother and they're trying to give me excuses. No, there's a time you have to fight. There are times when I would work, when I was working in the jail, I would go and work as a bouncer afterward. And I would turn around and go to the morning shift after leaving the club, working all weekend, 6 days a week, double shifts, working side jobs, doing what I do, and still had the time to pursue a hobby which continues to this day. So I know what it's all about. I thank God for the parents that I have. Their energy is with me. I don't speak it in past tense. They're still with me and I'm still connected to them because they made me and they created the energy force that I am through the life force of the creator. But look, this is a fight. And let me tell you, the rough times that we're living in, I wish it wasn't rough, but you know what? It's going to get tough. You're going to have to physically push yourself, sometimes with no food and no sleep. You're going to have people leave you. You're going to have your woman leave you possibly. You're going to get fired from a job. You're going to come home and there's no more home. It burnt down. Where are you going to go? Nobody takes you in. You're going to find out who your friends are. People are laughing at you. Be glad that you have what you have now, even if it seems like you don't have much. You can fall down, but so far to the point where, you know what? You're guaranteed to rise. If you haven't hit that point yet, I've hit rock bottom in my life several times, and others near scares. And I'm not going to say I'm on top right now, but I'm very secure. But life is but a vapor. Things can happen anytime. Your good fortune can be snatched away from you at any moment. Preserve it, work on it, build yourself up, secure yourself financially. Stop spending money foolishly. Stop being around weak people who want to gossip all day. Have no time for social media unless it's something edifying. Yes, I like a little boxing. I follow bodybuilding. Yeah, I do. But if I had to lose that and put the smartphone down forever, I can do it. I'm not a slave to nothing or no one or no lower desires. Do I like sex? Yes, I do. I'm like any other man. I love a blowjob. Yes, I do. We're being raw tonight. Ooh, it feels so good. But you know what? I've pulled my stuff out of her mouth lots of times to go to the gym because I had a goal. Oh, he said it. He crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm real. And if you don't like it, go up in the upper right hand corner and click off and unsubscribe. I'm not here to impress anybody. If there's 300, if there's 150, if there's 50 people, if there's 2 people, if there's negative 25 people who follow me, fine. I'm not asking you to follow me. That's social media talk. I'm nobody's God. I'm nobody's leader. I can only influence you on a motivational level or a good level. You understand? It's rough out here. We're going to need each other. But don't think that you can half step and get the support, because I believe in righteous energy. And just like the Bible says, you take one step toward the Creator, He takes another towards you. If you're not willing to put in the work, and sometimes you may not even have to put in the work, you know what I mean? And this is what I mean. Your willingness to do so shows the Creator that you're ready to receive. But if you talk the smack to human beings, they can't see your heart. Really, you can talk like you're the champ, but you get in the ring and you get knocked out in the first round and don't want to get up. There's so many people that I know that have allowed themselves to slip into some sad ass situations, looking for pity. They're going to manipulate you to pity them and do something for them and lay down and not do nothing for themselves. No, when I had hard times, I don't say nothing to nobody. I grin and I bear it and I get through. I grin and I bear it and I get through. I have a whole lot of stories I can tell you. Let me tell you something. When I was leaving New York City and I came down in February of 2001, because I put in for the job at Corrections in Orange County. I didn't do much for myself. I did everything for my kids and my then wife. When I came down, I lost money, and my money was low. I had the ticket to go back to New York. I didn't have much. And here I am in Orlando, Florida. And I came down, and for some reason, I had the interview and I forgot to bring and pack my shoes with very little money. And I got to go to this interview the next day. What did I do? I went to the Goodwill where I can get some cheap shoes. I found some shoes. The only pair that was my size, they were going to give it to me, but they still sold it to me for $2. That's how broke I was. And I knew nobody in Orlando at that particular point. So what did I do? I took those shoes and I must have did every trick in the book to shine them up, because they were sure scuffed up looking. And in the bottom, I didn't realize it was thin. I put those shoes on. I tried them on real quick. Everything was good. The next morning, it was raining. I didn't even have enough fare to take the bus those couple of miles. And then I had to walk over a couple of miles next to I-4 to go to the interview at the jail. The final interview. So as it rained, my feet started getting wet. Why? Because the sole of the shoe was so thin, it broke free. I had to stop and find a piece of cardboard, 2 pieces of them, and put in the bottom of that shoe. And I walked and I walked and I walked. And when I walked into the room where they had the 5 officers, the supervisors, to interview me about why I wanted that job and to ask me the other pressing questions, I'm sitting here with soggy feet and they didn't know it. And they get a kick out of the story when I got to know them really good on a personal level. Because after the interview was over, which, you know, old Scurv know how to talk and I'm not fake, but they were laughing after a while. They let me know on the spot that I had the job. And I stayed 20 minutes over the time because we were really talking. They enjoyed me, right? When I left, they didn't notice. I couldn't turn around and walk out because they would have seen the bottom of my shoes that I had cardboard in the bottom. I didn't want them to see that. So I kept talking as I got up, and I backed up out of the room, kept talking, told some jokes. They were cracking up, got to the door, and I got out of there. I didn't care who else may have seen me. And I walked back down to the hotel room in the rain. And I was hungry. I had to get some 2 for $2 McDonald's burgers. I didn't want to eat that crap, but I had to. And I stayed there with this big cup to fill it up with soda. And I didn't eat anything else until I went back to New York City. That's a story I've told very few people. So what I'm saying, when times get rough, you do what you have to do. And I'm going to tell you something. There's much more I can tell you, but it's no shame. You do what you have to do as a man. I could have sat there and said, oh, I'm not going because I don't have any shoes. Listen, I told myself, after it was all over, if I had to walk in there barefoot and say, listen, I'm too broke to buy shoes. I didn't bring my shoes down. I'm going to come to this interview. I'm not crazy, but I walked through the street barefoot. The clothes I had on looked pretty nice, but I had no shoes. Thank the Creator for the goodwill. Thank the Creator for the cardboard, because I got through. And I worked so much overtime till I had a bank account that was awesome. Life happens again and things happen. But listen, and I'm going to end it on this. You can watch a boxing match, or maybe you don't watch it. You come inside your apartment, your home, and your family, your friends, or you're at your friend's house, and you got there late and the fight is over. And you see 2 fighters in the middle of the ring. They're going to announce the decision. They're both busted up, but there's one who looks busted up even more. But his hand gets raised in victory because he did what he had to do to win the fight. Guess what? In the fight, even though you will eventually be the winner, you're going to take some blows. And you're going to look like the loser sometime, but you're going to be the winner. Anybody who gets into a boxing match, symbolically the fights in life, you're going to take some scars. You're going to take some bruises. You might not even look like the winner. But after all I've taken in this life, I'm glad I did what I had to do. And I'll be revealing some more things that I've been through, because maybe you can draw some motivation from it. I didn't speak this way to put anybody down. But there's a time that when you're hungry, you're tired, you're fatigued, you gotta get up and keep throwing those punches. That's one thing I tested myself when I was into competitive bodybuilding, drug-free. I pushed and I pushed and I pushed fanatically, riding my bike from one borough to the next to get to the gym, riding the bike down to Boys and Girls High School so I can run around the track with my buddy Lamar Collins, and then ride the bike back to Queens 2 o'clock in the morning, and then go run it again around Ajax Park on the side of Van Wyck Expressway and come back and practice my posing routine. And I wasn't on those steroids. It was sheer grit that prepared my mind. So when you go through rough times, accept it, because the Creator never allows something for you to go through that you're not strong enough, because He wants to see what you're going to do. And if you quit, then you're not worthy of the victory. Sometimes it's going to be years, sometime back to back to back to back challenges, not problems, challenges. Losers have problems. Champions have challenges, a call to action. You decide what you are, because we all feel fear. And like Mike Tyson said, fear is your friend. If you utilize fear properly, you'll always come out on top. But if you let it burn you up, cause you to worry, then you're lost. You lose. Much love to you all. Leave your comments. I just had to get this off my chest. Lancescurv out. On to the next one. Peace.
Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.